Hi everyone, it's John here. I hope you're well and I hope you're having a lovely time in small group so far this week. So my job here in this short video is just to give you a little bit of a reminder about what we covered on Sunday, and then also to ask some questions which you can discuss in your groups, help you go a little deeper. So on Sunday, we talked about how God is creative. That was my big message. The first part of my message looked at how he's creative in nature and in us as human beings and in our lives and in the work that he's accomplished in Jesus. The second part of my message built on that and said, well, actually, it's more than just creating. God recreates and expands his work over and above his original design. So when you look at Jesus, yes, he was created and he died, but he was brought back to life. When you look at our lives, we've been born and created once, but now we are born again. More than that, we have fruits and gifts of the Spirit added into us. I used the analogy of DIY SOS and said it's not just about trying to get things back to how they were, but this is about extending and expanding and recreating over and above the original design. My third point was about how the Holy Spirit is God's dynamic and creative work and life in us. The fact that, yes, we know he can be gentle. He is seen in some imagery as the Holy Spirit descends like a dove. But also, as we see on Pentecost, and it was Pentecost Sunday last Sunday, the Holy Spirit can arrive with power like dynamite, with energy unplanned, things happening around us as humans which we find unpredictable and not necessarily comfortable to be with. So those were my points. God is creative, he's recreative, and the Holy Spirit is at work in us. Here are my questions for you this week to discuss in your small groups. First of all, just to get things started, when you think of creation, what is it that you think of? What is it that you think of that really makes you think, wow, God is great? Why don't you just share a couple of those things between each other and just thank God for the great things which he has given us? My second question is around that whole point of God being recreative. God is recreative. He extends things above and beyond their original design. He adds in gifts and fruits. What do you think about that? Do you think that's true? Is that the experience in your life? Or when you look in other Christian friends and family around you, is that what you see in them? Does God just try and get us back to the original design, or is he looking to improve and build on top? Is God, to what extent do you sort of agree with that statement that God is a recreative God? My third question is around the Holy Spirit. And obviously I talked about the Holy Spirit and his unpredictability, as well as the fact that he is gentle. To what extent do you agree with that? We don't often use that type of terminology around the Holy Spirit. Is that your experience, that the Holy Spirit can be wild, that he can be unpredictable, that he can be unplanned? Perhaps share a couple of experiences around that, what you've seen or heard about the Holy Spirit in that regard. How does that make you feel? Is it something which makes you feel excited, or is it something which makes you feel a little bit on tenterhooks? I pray for you today in your small groups. I pray that you will just be reminded together again of how great God's creation is, how wonderful he is at adding new things into our lives, And I pray that the Holy Spirit would be with you and would provoke you into further discussions about how free he is amongst us. God bless you. Can't wait to see you soon.